Ford, General Motors, Honda, many other companies have already joined Tesla's NACS charging standard in North America. There was one major company that had not joined up, surprisingly, the Volkswagen Group. Audi, Volkswagen themselves, they had not committed. All of a sudden, the last remaining big holdout has changed their minds. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Hope you had an amazing day. This is actually really good news for you guys in America because it means that the North American charging standard will become the standard. And it's going to be really good for consumers of electric cars to have one standard. Eventually, we won't really think of this as the Tesla standard. We think of it right now as the Tesla standard, but eventually, in fact, 5 to 10 years from now, we'll just think of it this way. Isn't it great in America how you only have one charging network, one standard, one type of plug, one system? It's going to be beneficial for everyone. And well, finally, Volkswagen, Porsche, Scout, and Audi have embraced Tesla's North American charging standard. Now, I want to remind everyone, it wasn't long ago that there was probably tens of thousands of detractors who mocked Tesla by saying, when Tesla said our charging standard should be the standard, it makes sense. It's a better option. We have the most EVs on the roads. We have the best charging network. People should just use our standard. People said they were absolutely diabolically insane. That it was just simply ego. Elon Musk was a maniac. All kinds of comments. I can literally screenshot probably thousands and thousands of comments saying how insane this idea was. The media said it as well. Look at this hubris. Hubris to the extreme. Well, within the space of only a few months, that has completely changed. Now everyone's saying, oh, it's a great idea. The same people who criticized it now say, isn't this a good idea? How quickly and easily people can flip-flop. One of the last remaining holdouts has finally caved. The Volkswagen Group has announced their brands will adopt the North American Charging Standard, or NACS, starting in 2025. This means Audi, Porsche, Scout, and Volkswagen vehicles for North America will have the Tesla-designed port. Does that mean you should not buy a Volkswagen Group EV until 2025 because you'll have an obsolete car? Well, maybe. It's definitely worth considering that. The first cars that I'm aware of to actually have only NACS chargers on them will be Hyundai Kia EVs in the fourth quarter of 2024 this year. That's except Tesla's, obviously. Details for the Volkswagen Group will be announced closer to 2025. But Volkswagen said they're committed to improving the charging experience through open standards and interoperability, whatever that means. While current owners will be stuck with the CCS, or combined charging system, the brands are exploring adapters which would enable existing vehicles to be replenished at NACS chargers. Now, there's a lot of questions around these adapters which haven't really been answered by anyone. Do you still get the same charging speeds for the adapters on all networks? Can the adapters break? Do they work on all of them? I don't know. I mean, I personally think some journalists, some automotive industry experts are saying you should only buy a car with a NACS charger on the car. Maybe it's got CCS and NACS, that's okay, but it needs to have a NACS charger on the car. That's the ideal scenario for you as a consumer. Not sure if that's true, but it may be. Tesla's Senior Director of Charging, Rebecca Tanucci, said, with the Volkswagen Group's commitment, almost every major automotive manufacturer is on board, rallying behind a shared vision of improving charging experiences for all electric car drivers. She went on to note that this is a radical change as the NACS was little more than a dream at the beginning of the year. So the North American charging standard, there being one standard, was little more than a dream at the beginning of the year. That's true. And isn't this interesting? In a lot of ways, this means that America is leading the world when it comes to charging. Now, America doesn't have the best chargers. China has the best chargers, and China has plenty of very advanced chargers that are capable of having actually 500 kilowatt charging speeds. Incredible. But they don't have a single standard. This will be an unquestioned advantage that North America will have over everywhere, over Australia, over Europe. CCS is clearly inferior to NACS. Doesn't matter what your electricity grid is, it doesn't matter. Because having the one standard, having the ability to use a thin NACS cable makes sense. It's the best. And honestly, we know America, there's a lot of criticism about America. It's manufacturing this, there's arrogance, there's this, there's that. The truth is, America will be leading the world in terms of having the best charging standard. I think this is a really big advantage for EV owners. And I agree with Tesla. It's true. Speaking of Tesla, owners of Volkswagen Group vehicles can expect access to more than 15,000 superchargers. That's a good thing. But they will be crowded as nearly every automaker will have access to the supercharger network in the near future. However, you do get charged more if you're driving a non-Tesla vehicle. For Tesla vehicles, it's cheaper to charge than any other automaker. The truth is, there's been probably hundreds of videos from different countries around the world showing that Tesla's supercharger network is, on average, significantly cheaper than every other charging network. It is. But will it be for other cars? So if you take your non-Tesla EV to a Tesla supercharger, currently you have to pay more. That's Tesla's little way of kind of upselling or getting you to buy a Tesla. Join the Tesla phenomenon and get cheaper charging. I think that'll probably stay the same. While Volkswagen didn't go into specifics about future vehicles, Scout CEO, Scout is basically Volkswagen's new collaboration with Magna Steer to make EVs in North America. His CEO, Scott Keogh, confirmed their upcoming models will have NACS connectors from the onset. So they will only have NACS connectors. There will be no CCS connectors on Scout electric cars. This is wise because it means they're future-proof. With today's announcement, Stellantis is the only major automaker in North America, the only one not to embrace NACS charging. In my opinion, it's only a matter of time before Stellantis caves. I actually think they look kind of silly being the last ones. At least the Volkswagen Group don't look as bad as Stellantis by getting in before Stellantis can do so. I mean, how long can Stellantis hold out? Will they hold out? Do you think they will? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching.